Okay, don't look underneath. Don't Look Under the Bed is a movie I remember from being a teeny tiny little baby boy. Came out in 1999. And I have the memory of a troglodyte, so I never remember anything and how stories go. So I wanted to revisit this for Halloween. And from what I remember, there are like genuinely like scary moments for kids in this. I think they stopped showing this because it was too scary. A lot of adults, a lot of parents were complaining that this was too dark. And yeah, watching it again, it's a bit too dark for the youngins of certain ages. But the story starts with us visiting a town called Middlesbrough, where nothing really happens here. It's in the middle of nowhere kind of town that nothing happens. Our main character, Frances, what is your name? Frances Bacon McCausland. What a fucking shitty name to be given. We get some sick aerial shots that's going through the town and everything, and you're hearing this creepy whispers. And we're zooming into this nice suburban home, and you're seeing creepy crawly shadow man on the walls. You're seeing all the clocks in the house going up in time. They're changing in time from 4, 6 to 7 o'clock immediately, and the alarms go off and everybody's waking up. Frances's mom wakes up and goes, "Oh, damn, look at that silhouette. Damn. Oh, honey, it's time for school." And she's making some not so kid friendly noises. And by the way, this actress is 20, but not okay to be making these noises. And and her room is scattered with a bunch of fucking porcelain dolls, and their heads are all turning towards her. And so the whole family is awake, and it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, whatever time it is, but it's still dark out. And the whole family's there. We have the big brother Bert, and then we have the little brother Darwin. Mom and dad, of course, and the mom is fixing up breakfast, but all the eggs are gone. And Frances goes, I didn't do anything to the eggs. And Bert goes, I'm the only one they always blame for everything in this house. And Frances comes back with, well, it's because you have some pent-up aggression. And this man fucking yells at this woman. I do not. Damn, brother, fucking settle down. And then they realize all the clocks were pushed forward, so they go back to next scene. The boogeyman with his fucking dirty ass nails is opening up a bag of dog treats, and he's pouring it all out. Is that Chinese symbols? No, okay, no, they look like Chinese symbols. Don't fucking look at me, man. It's a blurry ass fucking video from 1999, all right? And he's feeding all the dogs. All the dogs are coming out to get some biscuits. And we're in the morning now, and we meet her friend Joanne? Joe? Whatever, we just call her Joe. And they don't go to the same school because Frances is autistically smart and has jumped up to the next grade, which is high school freshman. We got this Dumbo who couldn't get into the next and then Joe's going on about how all the clocks were pushed forward, and all the neighbors are saying the same thing. And friends, God, she looks fucking damn, this lighting is not good for her. But I keep getting off track. As they're talking about this, they notice that there's all the neighbor dogs are just on the roof. Man, that's pretty good, like, comped in, especially with the time. And now we're getting to the school, and we see Frances's favorite teacher come up from his nice blue convertible car, Mr. Kepler. This man looks like he
Nope.
kids.
He really likes me.
I bet he does, Frances. I bet he does. As Frances is talking about biology class, she sees that fucking Speed again. That guy looks like fucking Speed. Dude, it's fucking spot on. And Frances goes, you see that guy? Joe goes, what guy? Yeah. Whatever, man. I'm gonna go to school. You go to fucking high school. Fucking old bitch. We get Aisho Speed spying on Frances, and while she's in biology class, someone is throwing a shit ton of fucking eggs. This must have been really fun, actually, to film, because that is a lot of fucking eggs. Holy shit. And Speed is going, oh, oh, oh. And we get back into the biology class, and Frances is just checking with everybody, I guess, going, "Hey, did your alarm clock go off early too?" And Mr. Kelpler is going, "What the fuck? Why are you fucking talking in my class, kid?" She starts to see. I should stop saying Speed. His name's Larry, and they do this fun little thing whenever Larry shows up. They tilt the camera to let you know, okay, this is when reality is not happening. And then they go right back once reality starts again. Things are starting to move as well. He's having schizophrenic episodes. Class ends, and Mr. Kepler's going back to his car, and he notices that, oh fuck, there's tons of smashed eggs all over his car. And he looks directly at Frances, and he goes, "It was you, I fucking know it. You dirty little bitch. You're going to detention." Now Frances and Joe are walking back, and Joe is talking about Darwin, Frances' little brother, and she's going, "Wow, it's really, Bert's really fucking cool. He's real cool. Bert's the older brother. Bert's real cool." And it's like, "Why is Bert so fucking cool?" It's like, "Oh, you know, you did that thing for your brother." And Frances just goes, "All he did was just lay down. He's not that cool. Your brother's pretty fucking hot, but don't tell him. Don't tell him I got a crush on him." I don't know why I'm giving Joe this voice, but don't tell Bert that I fucking like him, all right? Keep it on the wraps. And so now things are going bad. Things are going horribly wrong. At the school, the pool is filled with jello. There's a cool little fun effect where somebody's stuck in the jello, kicking their leg, and then the principal gets attacked by bees. The buses have developed an unexplained leak. And as soon as the bus driver opens the door, it floods him and knocks him the shit out. God damn! And there's graffiti all over the city, all over the town, just with B. What does that stand for? Boogeyman? There's a scene with the boogeyman. He's got flowers, and what the fuck's he gonna do with those flowers? But we wake up, it's the morning now, and Frances's dad is just like, "Where the fuck is my jello? I want my jello. I was gonna make my special jello dinner. Who the fuck took my jello?" And it's going around, and everybody's like, "I don't know. I didn't take it." And Frances is like, "Well, if it's gone, then somebody must have used it." And everybody just looks at Frances like, "You dirty bitch. It was you, wasn't it? You mentally ill bitch." He's also walking towards the whole family super menacingly with a kitchen knife, like he's about to just slit all of their throats for this jello. And so we get outside, and Frances is meeting Joe to go walk to school, but in the front there's a nice little flower arrangement that says Joe Heart Bert. And Joe's like, "I can't trust you anymore, you fucking whore. I can't trust you anymore. Our friendship is over." And Frances just looks like she's just like, "Okay. I didn't give a shit anyways. Wasn't me." He turns over to like a fucking pig mailbox. That thing's pretty sick though. The pig mailbox just attacks her. And so she finally gets to school, and everything's stranger. Everybody's just standing around like fucking NPCs, not moving, not looking at each other. And she's walking up, just going, "Well, I don't understand. What's happening?" And they all point to her and go, "What?" They immediately like put their hands down, and then they just go right back to going to school. It's a very weird choice for Disney to do. It's very creepy. And you see the boogeyman's hand tapping the top of the school. What the fuck? The boogeyman is Siri activated. That's scary. Frances gets inside the school, and there's bees everywhere. Again, the letter B's all over everybody's locker. And then she finally gets to her locker. There's no bee on it, and everybody's still looking at her. And she goes, "Come on, guys, just because they skipped my locker doesn't mean it was me." She opens the locker, and there's a bee inside of the locker. So the girl next to her immediately starts pulling on her hair and just slapping the shit out of her. And some dude spits on her. And now we're in the cafeteria. It's lunchtime. This part, when I tell you about it, it's not gonna be cringe. But if you watch it, you'll be like, "Oh no, lady, please stop." But she sees I Show Speed Larry in the cafeteria wearing a nice little tuxedo. She's like, why do you keep following me, you fucking freak? You don't like me or something? And he's like, I'm imaginary. Nobody can see me. I'm an imaginary friend. And she's like, no. That's stupid. You're stupid. And he's showing her all like, yeah, like this, like nobody notices me. I'm yelling at the top of my lungs and nobody is noticing. So I'm like, oh my God, like this looks so bad of just this girl. Girl's just talking to just no one. And everybody's just like looking at her just like, what the fuck? Who's this bitch talking to? But Larry reveals his name is Larry Houdini. And Frances is just going, this is fucking bullshit. She stands up on a chair in the middle of the cafeteria in front of everyone. She goes, hey, does anybody see this guy? Does anybody see this motherfucker? This guy's fucking stalking me. And everybody's looking at her like, dude, you're literally talking to nobody. You've been talking to nobody for like 20 minutes straight. You know, they'll start pointing at her again. They're all just going, freak, 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 freak. She's instantly called up to the principal's office and they're interrogating her going, all right, there's been bees all around the school and you're being real fucking psycho. Your middle name is Bacon. This is you, isn't it? She goes, no. It's not me. It's this guy, Larry. His name is Larry Houdini. And they're like, Houdini. Larry. That's such a fake fucking name, lady. And then she goes, look, he's right there. Starts bolting right after him. She's running after him and he's running through the hallways and he gets to the music room and then in comes the rest of the faculty. They go, what the hell are you doing, lady? You're going, hey, I've been talking to this guy. He's right here. He's on top of the piano. He's literally playing a jazz solo. It goes back to the faculty and they see nothing. So this is looking really bad. If I was a teacher here, I would definitely think this girl is going through schizophrenia. Did you know as well, if you make it past, I think 18 or 20 and you don't have signs of schizophrenia, you're good. You're good for the rest of your life. So if you're 18 or 20, you guys made it. No schizophrenia for you. Now they call in Frances's mom and they're going, we found out that your youngest son had leukemia and needed bone marrow transfer to save his life. Our theory is she regrets giving bone marrow to your youngest son and wanted him to die. And the mom's just going, yeah, that's an interesting theory, yeah, but it was our eldest son who gave Darwin the bone marrow, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. We go back to Frances in her room, and her little brother Darwin comes in, and he's talking about this imaginary freak that all the kids are talking about, who's playing basketball at the park. So Frances storms down, and with a fucking wrath of vengeance, and Larry's there playing basketball, and he explains that only kids can see me. And the dogs? Dude, he did the I Show Speed fucking bark as well. Come on now. They ended up going to the library, and Larry's trying to find this book. He's screaming, hollering all in this library, and Frances is like, what the, stop yelling, we're gonna get in trouble. And the librarian's just telling her to be fucking quiet. And it's taken Frances a little too long to realize that nobody can hear imaginary friends except these really young kids. The whole purpose they came to the library is just to find the Boogeyman book. They're going through the book and they find out, oh, the Boogeyman lives underneath your bed. Sucks to be you. And like a reasonable parent, the dad's freaking out. He's like, what the fuck? What is happening to my daughter? We need to get a fucking guidance counselor. We need to get her into therapy. It's very reasonable that this man is thinking like this. You said she's just afraid that his daughter has schizophrenia, and the mom's just like, she's just maturing. It's all right. We return to Frances's room, and she's still talking to Larry about the Boogeyman. He's got a sick Aladdin cosplay on, and Darwin walks in and goes, have you lost your marbles, you fucking freak? Like, damn, bitch. And Larry's like right in front of him going, Darwin, yo, my boy, remember me? And he's just like, he's just looking past Larry going, you lost your marbles? Because I asked Bert and he said, no, he didn't. So did you? Are they yours? And Frances goes, do you see anybody else in here? And he goes, you don't have to be such a about it. And Larry's just freaking out like, why can't you see me? And Larry's just like, man, I don't understand why he doesn't recognize. And she goes, well, I told him. I told him not to believe in you anymore. And he looks up. I'm going to literally snap your neck. Why would you do that? And he gets fucking real. Damn, this is real anger. My God. The reason why Frances told him to stop believing in him is because he needs to believe in his doctors, not some imaginary friend. Larry starts going on about, if you wanted to help him so much, why didn't you give him some of your bone marrow? I wanted to so bad. Nighty. Larry wakes Frances up, and I gotta say, I do very much appreciate the change of costumes they're doing with Larry. They're really pulling off the imaginary friend of he can literally conjure any costume he wants. Where Larry's going on about, the boogeyman is up on the roof. We gotta go up there. And Francis is like, okay, let me get a ladder really quick. I'm not magic like you. Great boogeyman design. Fucking kind of look like a quill boar. But Larry's up there with the boogeyman sneaking up on him. And the boogeyman turns around and goes, Rah! And he pushes Larry off the roof. Almost did imagination homicide. And Larry's going, look! Can you see him? Can you see him, Francis? And she's putting down getting the ladder ready. She gets her head bashed in by Santa Claus. Then the window gets bashed in. The parents' window. And the boogeyman turns on all the Christmas lights, which take all the power out from the city. And the parents come out and they go, what the? They see Francis, and of course they're gonna blame it all on their schizophrenic daughter who's going fucking crazy. It's all in the news now. Damn, that was so fucking fast. It was like 4 in the morning, and this made citywide news. So the news reporters, journalists, they're all at their house. Dad is fairly freaking out, and the mom's going, honey, you gotta tell me what's going on. What the hell's happening? And she's just like, what did you say, Mom? Sorry. I really don't care about what you're saying right now. I have bigger things to deal with, like the boogeyman. Everybody leaves for work. Everybody leaves for school. And so they leave Psycho at home. Her and Larry go into the garage where Larry is working on his contraption. His contraption is just a hodgepodge of everything in the garage. It's kind of fun. It's very fun that you put a bunch of shit together and it all miraculously works. So what this thing is supposed to do is, since the boogeyman works on a biological clock, he cannot fuck with you once you get to a certain age. So this contraption, the doodad to the poo pad, will hook onto the boogeyman, and it will age him rapidly and kill him. But it blows up on both of them, and they both notice that Larry's growing very large claws. Fucking Larry's turning into a boogeyman, of course, because he's being forgotten by Darwin. The next scene is they invite the counselor over to have a meal with the family, just to see what the family dynamic is. Just the counselors coming in to check if they're not beating the shit out of her, or she's acting normal around home. But guess what? She's gonna act fucking weird here too. So he goes into the kitchen to check on something, and Larry's there brewing up some elixir. But the ingredients, not the greatest. It's like rotten eggs, like burnt sugar, jalapenos, a lot of iron, and Bert's used socks. And this scene fucking got me. Like, usually nothing grosses me out, but this shit made me almost vomit.
Do I detect a hint of nutmeg?
Just a little bit.
That looks like Bert's gym sock.
Just how deep it was in her mouth. The way she just pulls it out. Oh man, a hint of is that a hint of cum I taste? We get back in the kitchen and Larry's now eating the boogeyman food. When I was a kid, I really wanted to eat this for some reason. It looked very good to me. And Francis is going, dude, first your nails, now this. You're turning into a boogeyman, aren't you? And he's like, don't go there. Don't fucking say that. I'm not. And then he just leaves. Damn, man, he grinding that floor. What the hell are you doing? Now Larry is going full feral boogeyman. He's getting the teeth, the eyes, everything like that. He's acting like a little mongrel, little freak, little goblin. They're both having this argument as Darwin is playing with his toys in Frances's. There's little purple lights flashing underneath. But the boogeyman's hand comes out, he grabs onto Darwin and rips his leg off, and he just pulls the rest of him underneath. Larry's going, okay, I am gonna get my little invention. I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna save Darwin. And he goes in, and Frances is going, ah, fuck, okay, I gotta fucking follow. All right, here we go. She's crawling underneath the bed, and the dad comes in. Was it you who put the sock in the blender for the food? She goes, Dad, I don't have time for this, all right? And he goes, I just need to know the truth of what has happened. And she goes, okay.
Fine. It was the boogeyman, okay? And he's been doing everything.
And the dad's just like, all right, I'm done. Yeah, go talk. You can talk about this with your mom. She'll probably be better help. She's such a bitch to him as well. He's like, bye. So after that eventful conversation with her father, she starts sticking her finger in the purple butthole. And then she enters. She finally gets to the nightmare world where the boogeyman resides, and she gets she's just on a fucking cliff. She's about to die. But luckily Larry's there to pick her up and everything. When they get to the boogeyman, oh, monkey. And when they get to the boogeyman world, this is a pretty sick set. Again, for like a 1999, and for just like a Disney Channel movie, this set is damn pretty fucking cool. And of course, some of this stuff is like green screen and comped in, but a lot of this stuff is physical, which is so fucking cool. Like this peanut butter jelly sandwich that has been underneath the bed. Whole world of things that are lost underneath the bed. Look at this cool little massive peanut butter and jelly sandwich that was like left underneath. That shit's so cool. They even find like this little roller car that they have to push back, and they go on a ride forward just to get even farther into the boogie lands. They get down the hill, they crash, and Larry gets clotheslined by his own invention because he has to plug it in, and the extension cord is too short. They find Darwin, and he's wrapped in Bert's old sock. And he's going,
Oh, is this Bert's cum sock? Oh, God, it smells like mildew and bleach in here.
but Frances is unraveling him from the cum sock, and the boogeyman shows up right behind him, doing this cool floating effect, and he just has a fucking catching it. And Larry throws an eyeball at the boogeyman, makes him do 300 backflips. And then Larry runs up to the boogeyman and connects the temporal fuge. That's what the contraption's called. I just remembered right now. And he connects him to his claws, and he turns it on and goes, oh! But it came out of the outlet, so it's not doing any electrical pulses. Time's running out. The boogeyman convinces Larry to turn into a full boogeyman. And so Frances is like, God, I die. She's just dragging him on the floor on his head. But she's going, no, Larry, please, no. And then she turns to Darwin. She's like, you gotta start believing in Larry again. She's like, But you said I shouldn't. He's a fucking loser. But the boogeyman takes Darwin's sock and he starts dragging him to the cliff while Larry tries to take care of Frances. And the boogeyman's going, well, I'm just gonna throw you off this fucking cliff. And Frances is just yelling, please, you gotta believe in him. We're gonna fucking die. Just believe in him. He's like, clap your hands if you believe in Larry. So he starts clapping and everything. And Larry's like, oh. My baby boy. And so Larry literally fucking explodes. And he returns back to normal Larry. Cowboy Larry goes over to save Frances. Now Larry and the boogeyman are having this epic fight scene with a pen, and the boogeyman grows his nails out to be swords. While Frances is trying to connect the temporal fuge to a battery. Frances finally gets the battery together, and she connects it back onto his claws, and she activates it, and he's going, I'm getting Franny. She's like,
Only one person calls me Franny.
Franny's going, I do not want it to be my fault. Sorry, Zoe. And they hold hands and she turns back into a woman. And everything's back to normal. And Zoe was Frances's old imaginary friend. She had to give her up because she had to grow up to take care of Darwin. But Larry gets a
Mission from God.
and he has to go to Centerville because there's a boogeyman over there. Now he has to take care of that one. And Zoe goes,
I Governor, I could join you on this mission.
God, it's a fucking terrible British accent. And they're outside, and Zoe's talking to Franny, going, yeah, you're not gonna see us anymore. You gotta grow up. No, I don't want to grow up. The stupidest scene fucking happens where Larry goes, don't worry, Zoe, I got this. And he goes in and he kisses Franny, and this just doesn't make sense. He's just like, oh, I think I am ready to grow up. She's gonna be really into black dudes when she grows up. But that is Don't Look Under the Bed. All right, I'll see you next video. Bye-bye.